Alrighty, we are here with significant tornado coverage here. Whew, I know I missed a lot today. Um, I've been going through a lot of stuff. Got a lot of issues that I'm going through right now. Um, just found something out about school. Nothing bad. Nothing bad. Something about school is just that's not big. We've just found out about a big issue. So, um, been trying to resolve that and trying to contact people about it. It's quite interesting. Don't want to get too far into detail about it though. We do have a new tornado warning here, radar indicated tornado warning with quarter-sized hail here. We do have quite the hook echo here. This is just to the east of Council Grove here. This is pretty good rotation. I wouldn't be surprised if this does end up producing a strong tornado down the line. Um, so once again, I missed a lot. I'm gonna admit it, and it really hurts me to know that I missed that much. But we're here now, and we're gonna do the best we can with what we've got. I know I missed a tornado emergency. Even though there was a tornado emergency, watching it, I don't believe there was even a tornado. So I think it was a very false report there. I think that was very interesting. Don't want to say too much about it, but um, I I know I missed quite a lot. I said that already, but I'm gonna keep going, and we're gonna do everything we possibly can here. We have currently had 17 tornado reports today, uh, and total reports we've had about 210. It's quite interesting there. Lots of tornado reports. You can see all scattered all throughout this area. Um, Lots of stuff I missed, but it's okay. We're we're here for what we can be here for. That is good. We do have a tornado warning up here near Des Moines as well. Whoa. And we've got rotation just on the north side of this warning near Woodland Hills that's tracking to the northeast, just on the southeastern side of Des Moines here. There is a hook on this. You can see a hook. It is a lower precipitation hook. But that is our area that we are watching, and it is heading towards Woodland Hills, Prairie Belle, and Prairie City. Definitely be in your safe place in this warning as we are watching for many QLCS tornadoes now. Alright, I do want to mention, I do have a cold right now. I just caught it. So I'm going to be muting up if for coughing and that, because that's very loud on the microphone. So just trying my best to cope with that as well. Latest scan here shows quite the hook echo here. Um, we got very strong rotation here as well, so there's a chance that we do have a tornado here looking at this. We may have a tornado currently on the ground. I would not be surprised if we have a tornado currently on the ground here in Kansas. Currently, as of this latest scan, we don't have a tornado debris signature, but we do have very strong rotation here, so I would not be surprised if we end up seeing a tornado out of this very soon. And if we do end up with one, I mean, it could be a very strong tornado. Latest SPC outlook will be coming out here in very soon here. Within the next probably 20 minutes. Within anywhere between 20 minutes. And we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning here. A very, very large severe thunderstorm warning. This does include Topeka, Kansas. This is warned for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds here. Absolutely huge severe thunderstorm warning here. I mean, looking at these winds over here near Alma, I'm very surprised this is only a 60-mile-an-hour wind uh, severe thunderstorm warning. We have upwards of 70-mile-an-hour winds on the eastern side of the radar site. And over here near Alma, we have more upwards of 70-mile-an-hour winds over here. I mean, this should be at least a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, in my opinion here. This is heading straight towards Topeka. So, Topeka, Kansas, you're right in the path of these very, very heavy, strong winds heading your way. Straight line damaging winds. I'm gonna go a little south here. Oh, what is this? Let's see if the closer radar shows the same. Yeah, we do have. If you look at this, we do have quite the supercell here near Kingman. We do have a hook on this, and it is actually starting to rotate. If you look at velocity, we do have some rotation here. Now showing up here on radar, that's going to be tracking towards Wichita, Kansas. Alma is just Alma has a just super strong winds on top of Alma right now. I mean, I cannot believe this isn't. Don't take that into account. Not 99-mile-an-hour winds. Okay, that's a little contaminated there. But I think this is easily upwards of 70 to 80-mile-an-hour winds here near Alma. Let's go back to our tornado warning down here. We still have extremely strong rotation down here. And this is probably very close to being dropping a tornado right here. Nothing on radar as of now though, so just gotta wait to see more scans. But if you're in this warning, definitely get into your safe place. Latest scan shows even more of a hook-like shape here. There's still very strong rotation. Rotation has not been updated. Alright, velocities have not updated. Only reflectivity is the one that is updated right now. Alright, let's go north. We do have a slew of tornado warnings up here. Over here near Falls City, we have a radar indicated tornado warning for the next 4 minutes here near Mound City and Big Lake. Rotation is going to be over the Mound City area. We'll see if they end up continuing this warning or not. We are in quite the radar hole, so it is very difficult to tell exactly what is happening up here. Over here near Mount Ayer, we had a tornado on the ground over here. We do have a tornado report over here of multiple reports from emergency management of a confirmed tornado.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Okay, we have a brand new tornado warning for Lyon and I'm not Wabanese. I'm gonna say Wabanese counties. Is near Topeka. So Topeka, you've got very strong straight line damaging winds heading your way, and you have a tornado threat heading your way as well. This is a very, very strong area of rotation here. If you're in this new tornado warning, you need to be taking shelter because this could drop a tornado at any moment. And it could end up being significant, very significant. In Topeka, you got to be ready for this because you are right in the path of this area of rotation. Okay, looking at this, everything lines up. I believe we do have a tornado on the ground here. Everything does line up here. Small CC drop here, but it is right where the velocity signature is. I do believe we do have a tornado on the ground here, heading towards Topeka, Kansas. So I believe we have a confirmed tornado warning currently, a confirmed tornado currently tracking to the northeast towards Topeka, Kansas right now. So if you're in this warning, you need to be in your safe place because we have a tornado currently on the ground. Some places included in this warning that are in the track of this are Harveyville, Wilmington, Bradford, and Eskridge. So if you're in anywhere in this warning, you need to be in your safe place. Okay, we did just get a new scan in here, and we do still have a CC drop here. Small tornado in progress. But I mean, this hook could try and redevelop here as it gets closer to Topeka here. They're continuing both warnings as radar indicated. Okay, let's track back up here near Des Moines with our tornado warning up here. We may be getting a tornado threat over here to the west of, sorry, to the east of Altoona here. We may get a tornado threat out of this as it tracks to the northeast, yep, northeast, same as here. Could have drawn that a little better. But we have very significant, we have quite the damaging winds over here on the eastern side of Des Moines right now. Northeastern side of Des Moines is currently being impacted by possibly upwards of 70-mile-an-hour winds right now. Alright, I haven't really looked. Let's see if we have any cameras that we can be watching in any of these warnings. Take a look here. Kind of forgot about the camera program here for a second. Not gonna lie. Do have plenty of cameras up here in Des Moines. I would not mind getting a couple of these up that are currently out in front of these damaging winds. Grab a couple here. Near Des Moines here, this is some very intense winds here. Alright, we've got a couple cameras here. We'll switch. There we go. 3-camera view. I'm not sure. I think I need to refresh John. There we go. Alright, so we'll keep a close eye on those cameras there that possible tornado threats going to be coming up on, as well as some very significant straight line damaging winds are about to impact those 2 cameras as well. I think we're going to need to get a new tornado warning on this. Probably going to be including Newton could be in the track of it. It's probably going to be heading more towards Baxter though. This is going to be right on top of Mitchellville here. All right, let's go back to our tornado near Topeka, Kansas. We have quite the rotation here. No CC drop, but there are still strong rotation. There is still strong rotation over here near Topeka. Rotation is tightening up again compared to what it was. So we may be getting another tornado threat out of this storm as it heads towards Topeka. I believe, did we just get a new? Okay, I think they just updated this warning here to considerable for 70-mile-an-hour winds for Osage City, Linden, Waverly, Overbrook are some places in there. I do want to quickly touch base on, we do have some storms popping up over here in southeastern Minnesota here. These do have the chance of becoming severe as they head to the east towards the Wisconsin border here. I'm going to pull up our outlook here. I'm not sure if it's been updated yet. It has not. Okay. There is a marginal risk of severe weather up in this area. So we could end up. Oh, that's interesting. There's a heat warning in Canada. I gotta say, I've never seen that before. That should not be that bright of a color either. Did just get a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for St. Joseph, Maysville, Cameron, as well as Plattsburgh here in Missouri. It's a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail, as well as a tornado possible label. So we could see a tornado threat come out of this storm here as it heads into St. Joseph. Alright, back down towards Topeka here. This is quite the hook we're seeing right now. We gotta wait for stuff to update here, but that is quite the hook there. No CC drop on this, but we have quite the hook here. So wait for velocities to update there. There you go. We have very strong velocities heading up towards Harveyville and Topeka. If you're in Topeka, definitely get into your, well, maybe not get into your safe place, but be very weather aware right now because this is heading straight in your direction. Definitely a tornado risk that you need to be watching if you're in Topeka right now, in Kansas. Quite the strong rotation currently, tracking to the northeast. Quite the amount of rotation here. This is very likely about to drop some kind of tornado here over the next couple minutes. And once again, it could be significant. Alright, tornado warnings up here in, I believe this is northern Missouri. Yep, tornado warnings in northwestern Missouri here. Not really seeing much near Grant City here, but we may have some rotation over here in this warning near Maryville still. It's very difficult to say anything over here because of how contaminated everything is and how much of a radar hole we're in. But would definitely stay in your safe place because it is just very difficult to tell exactly what is happening up there. Over here near Des Moines, rotation has broadened out really across the board up here. We are just looking at quite just a crazy line of significant winds here. Easily 70-mile-an-hour winds, I'd say. I mean, honestly, I cannot believe this hasn't been upgraded to at least 70-mile-an-hour winds here to the east of Des Moines, northeast of Des Moines. Alright, let's go back down to Topeka here in Kansas. Latest scan here does still show strong rotation over here. Not quite as strong as the last scan, but actually I'd say it's tightened up a little bit more. Um, the hook echo does not look quite as definitive, like it doesn't have as much of an inflow, but this could still produce a tornado here as it heads towards Harveyville.
A
Okay,
new
we did just get
tornado
a new
warning has
tornado
been
warning on
issued.
this, including Auburn, Burlingame, Carbondale, Scranton, as well as Harveyville and Wilmington and Bradford. This is also warned for quarter-sized hail as well. is a radar indicated tornado warning. If you're in this warning, make sure you are taking shelter here, putting as many walls in between you and the outside in the outside world as possible, lowest floor, and get away from all of those windows. Latest scan, yeah, I was saying it strengthened a little, but looking at the winds going, yeah, rotation has broadened out over these past couple scans here. But we do need to keep an eye on for this to try and
A new flash flood warning has been issued.
this is probably going to try and recycle here. We no longer have a moderate risk of severe weather. It has been downgraded to enhanced. It has not updated here in Radar Omega. I'm going to see if I can quickly find it real quick. It is not updated on anything yet. Everything's still showing moderate. It hasn't been updated yet, but it has been downgraded to an enhanced risk. Alright, I'm gonna get a couple more cameras that are out in front of the line up there. Let me just check and see what the radar looks like up here. We did end up getting a new severe thunderstorm warning up here. I believe it has stayed at 60-mile-an-hour winds. Get confirmation on that in a second here. Alright, there we go. Alright. We do have a 60-mile-an-hour severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued here for Baxter State Center in Marshalltown. This is currently in a tornado watch, but this is very close to where we have no watch at all. Like, I can't believe we don't have a watch at all for any of these areas. Waterloo, Charles City, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Davenport, Dubuque, and Prairie du Chien. I would not be surprised if we end up getting at least a severe thunderstorm warning up here for these areas. Also, I believe we no longer, yeah, we don't have a PDS tornado watch. I don't know how long that's been gone for, but we did have a PDS tornado watch earlier. Um, no longer have that. Hey, 50% of this county, Wheeler County up here, is out. That's 1 out of 2 customers. Beautiful. Alright. We do have quite the amount of flash flood warnings over here in the St. Louis area. We do still have rain going through these areas, and quite the flash flooding threat has developed over here near St. Louis. So make sure you are turning around and not drowning. So just try your best to stay off roads. We I did not even know this, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning over here in Pennsylvania for 60-mile-an-hour winds. Just to the east of Lock Haven. This is heading towards Williamsport. Not be surprised if they end up adding a new warning including Williamsport there for that severe storm there. Alright, back over here near Topeka, Kansas. Our hook is we are starting to be able to see that hook a little bit more. Rotation is still broad for the time being though, so not too much currently happening, but we do still need to be keeping a close eye on this storm. Alright, so these line of storms are now tracking into Topeka, Kansas here. They're going to be tracking towards Kansas City as well here pretty soon over the next hour or two here. Wichita is currently under a severe thunderstorm warning and is about to be impacted by some 60-mile-an-hour winds over here. Near Kingman, we did have some rotation over here earlier. I'm not really seeing much anymore in terms of rotation. So tornado threat has diminished there for the time being, which is good. We did also have quite the wind event, severe wind event over here in Michigan as well. Quite a lot of wind reports in this area, as you can see on Radar Omega. Very interestingly, we did also have a tornado report over here today near Paxton, a brief EF0 touchdown and significantly damaged an outbuilding at a farmstead. Very interesting. That was early. That was earlier, about 10:25 a.m. All right, Des Moines tornado warning has just been updated. It is still radar indicated. Radar indicated rotation over here heading towards Colfax. Not much rotation currently that we can see here, but we need to keep an eye out for a possibility of anything, although the latest scan really shows not much anymore in your Colfax. Whoa. Okay, I don't know why we're... There we go. Did we just like get a brand new scan there? There it is. Latest scan doesn't really show too much over here near Colfax anymore. Not really seeing much for the time being, but we do need to keep an eye on this area down the line for a possible tornado threat. Okay, they did finally just upgrade this warning over here for Topeka for 70-mile-an-hour winds. So we've got 70-mile-an-hour winds currently tracking into Topeka here. Very significant wind event is about to go down here in Topeka. We'd also have a 70-mile-an-hour severe thunderstorm warning over here for St. Joseph. What is that? St. Joseph, Missouri. Currently under a, currently being impacted by 70-mile-an-hour winds here. So plenty of significant winds currently happening. John McKinney is currently going through rain. I know he's further off to the west. Where is John? I kind of lost him.
Thank you for the super chat, Susie.
Not quite sure where John McKinney currently is.
Super chat, Susie. Wow.
Oh, there he is. He's up here near Lincoln. So it is currently raining up here near Lincoln.
100 bomb, man.
Actually, I have a couple cells that have popped
A
up
new
here
tornado
near
warning
Lincoln.
has been issued.
Did just get a new tornado warning for Marshall and Jasper counties in Iowa here.
W's for
So, a brand new tornado warning that is on the over here near Des Moines, northeast of Des Moines. New area of rotation has developed. A small hook here, uh, and that is what we're watching, tracking into Baxter here. So latest scan has our rotation right here, just to the west of Baxter right now. It is tracking off to the northeast towards Melbourne, Haverhill, Ferguson, and Marshalltown in Iowa. I think I just heard a new scan come in, but it's not showing up yet. If you're in Baxter here, definitely be getting into your safe place as rotation is strengthening over here, tracking straight towards Baxter right now. Rotation has been strengthening. Same if you're in Marshalltown. Anywhere in this warning, you need to be in your safe place as a tornado could drop over here with this rotation starting to strengthen. This is quite the significant area of winds just in general as well. So even if you aren't going to be impacted by a tornado, you're going to be impacted by some very significant wind gusts here. So definitely get into shelter, lowest floor possible away from windows. Uh, put as many walls as possible from you and the outside world as possible. Alright, I'm gonna check and see if we have any cameras anywhere else that we can use or that are worth using real quick. We have some cameras over here in St. Joseph. I know they've been going through here. Storms have been going through this area with quite the significant winds. I'm gonna grab a camera over here. That's gonna be in camera slot 4. It's gonna work. I don't know if Missouri cameras work. They might not work. Yeah, it looks like Missouri cameras aren't working. Okay, take that back. I believe we do have Kansas cameras though as well. So let me check that real quick. See if we want to take anything here from Kansas. Any cameras worthwhile watching here? We do have some cameras, not many though. We do have some cameras over here in Topeka. Let's grab a couple. Let's grab one here, just so we can have 4 cameras here, because I like 4 cameras. I don't know why. Alright. See if that camera ends up loading or not. We will go to 4 camera view here. Might not end up loading. I can't remember exactly what state cameras work on my program and what cameras do not. Alright, Topeka, you need to be, we've got significant 70 mile an hour winds currently going through Topeka here. It's going to be heading towards Lawrence and Oskaloosa. Oskaloosa is about to get impacted by quite the line of thunderstorms as well. St. Joseph is currently being impacted by 70 mile an hour winds as well. plenty of populated areas currently being impacted by very severe winds here. 6 minutes on this tornado warning over here near Maryville. They will not end up continuing this, otherwise they would have issued a warning already. So that will be allowed to expire. And up here near Des Moines here, back to this warning near Baxter. We do have rotation still over here, about to track right over Baxter here. So once again, if you're in Baxter, you need to be in your safe place as we have a possible tornado threat heading straight in your direction here. Alright, let's go down to Wichita here. Severe winds are about to be coming into the Wichita area, as well as half-dollar sized hail. That is 60-mile-an-hour winds about to be heading into Wichita here. No tornado risk will be coming out of these storms, uh, but this storm that is down here does still have the chance of producing something. Down the line, lower threat, lower chance, but um, up here near Wichita, it is a near 0% chance of getting any kind of a tornado threat out of those storms. Over here near Topeka, once again, alright, there you go. Tornado warning over here near Topeka. We are lagging here a bit. The tornado warning over here, while everything's trying to reset here, the tornado warning over here near Topeka has just been canceled. So you no longer have a tornado warning south of Topeka, Kansas here. Alright, we're good. Over here near St. Joseph, we did just get a wind gust report of 61-mile-an-hour winds on the western side of St. Joseph there. Alright. Did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning up here that is going to be ahead of where our tornado warning is, and I believe that is going to just be allowed to expire here. This is for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, as well as a possible tornado here. That includes Grant City, just north of Albany. Reset some things here. Everything's frozen because of it. Just gonna give it a second here. There we go. Alright, that's better. Alright, up here near Des Moines, to the northeast of Des Moines here. Back to this tornado warning. Over here near Baxter. Anymore. Lagging again. This is very fun. Can never have a good stream. Never. Just gonna give it a second here. Oh my gosh, that's going off the street. I don't think I can get that back. Nope, that is gone. I'm gonna have to refresh the app. We're frozen again. So Radar Omega is just not happy. Um, Alright, we do have an enhanced risk of severe weather. Am I able to grab this or no? No. Alright, let's just refresh Radar Omega while we can here. Let's refresh John McKinney as well. Alright, get John McKinney refreshed if we can. A lot of stuff is not wanting to work. Which is absolutely wonderful. Gotta say, it's absolutely amazing. Love it when this happens. Alright, we're good there. Alright, Radar Omega is laggy. I'm not sure if it's gonna refresh though. Alright, let's just get this completely restarted here. Make it a little bit easier here. Of course, it's not gonna load up here. Alright, Radar Omega is finally loading up here. OBS is a little frozen as well, though. Sadly. Alright, there we go. We're good. Alright, so we do have an enhanced risk of severe weather now. No longer a moderate risk. This is going to be with a 10% SIG 1 tornado threat here. So we can still see a good amount of tornadoes still. For the wind, we are looking at a 30% SIG 1 threat. So we're looking at possibility of 73-mile-an-hour winds anywhere in the SIG 1 area. Then finally for hail, we are also looking at a 30% risk with a SIG 1, meaning that we are looking at hail greater than 2 inches in diameter being a possibility. Alrighty. Get the overlay updated here. I see John McKinney stopped as well. I would go to him while I do this, but he's not really doing much right now. Which is okay. That's okay. Hate my cold. It's pretty annoying. We are down to 1 tornado warning, so only 1 tornado warning is still in effect, and that is to the northeast of Des Moines right now. Alright, let's get everything updated here. Alright, we need this first. Alright, enhanced risk is for Nebraska, Kansas, as well as Oklahoma here. And then Iowa and Missouri. That is an enhanced risk. English. Flooding risk stays the same. Then we need to update everything up top real quick. Do still have a 30% hail risk in Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma, as well as Iowa and Missouri. Then the SIG 1 threat is for places in Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Oh, spelled wrong letter there. Texas, as well as Iowa and Missouri. Then wind risk is no longer a 45% risk. It is down to a 30% risk. And we no longer have any tornado warnings. So that is amazing. Um, and that is a 30% risk in Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, as well as Iowa and Missouri. Then for the conditional intensity group 1, that is going to be for, what is that, 73 mile an hour plus? Yep. That is going to be for so conditional intensity group 1 is for Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Iowa, and Missouri. All right. Yeah, finally for the tornado risk, we're down to a 10% risk. That is going to be for places in Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Iowa, and Missouri. Then that is a SIG 1 threat now, which is a maximum of EF2 plus tornadoes. And that is going to be in Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Iowa, and Missouri. And that is it. And then I just need to update the colors and the SIG behind the SIG text. I see a John McKinney. He's got some food. Let's check him out real quick. Well, we had a long time without a tornado warning. Very long time without a tornado warning. Wow. That went for a long time. We have a brand new tornado warning. It just went away, but we do have a new tornado warning. We'll get to that in a little bit here. Just gonna finish up what we are doing,
A new tornado
then we'll get
warning
straight to
has been
that.
issued.
All right, we'll get to that here in a second. Let's not leak any new overlays that are coming up. Hail color, what is it? It's red. Wind color is also red, so change that to red. I updated everything in my OBS to be the new overlay colors, so I have to open up a PowerPoint with the old colors. We are not moving to Weather V4 yet. We're close to being there, but not quite. We're still in Weather V3. The tornado color should be yellow. Alright, there we go. Alright, I think we're good. I believe we are good now. So turn all of those on, and then we'll switch the SIG overlays. Wind is also down to a 1. And that is it. That is our new overlay for now. Alright, sweet. Alright, brand new tornado warning here. Oh my gosh, that zoomed in quick. That is for Union Star and King City over here in Missouri. We have rotation over here near the Union Star area. It's difficult to pick out exactly where. But we do have rotation in this area just to the south of King City here that we are watching track to the northeast. That was a pretty bad arrow. We're watching this area to tracking to the northeast towards McFall, Pattonsburg, as well as Old Pattonsburg. So if you're in this new tornado warning, make sure you are seeking shelter in a sturdy building. Let's take a look at John McKinney real quick. Let's get his audio on here.
Across the United States.
There we go. I'll turn that up.
It's got
He is
Dallas,
looking
Fort
at
Worth. We
he is looking at tomorrow's severe weather outlook.
got part of Chicago, Indianapolis, and then on up in
Oh, and he froze.
Center.
There we go.
Click on that. So it looks like they've now have things down to an enhanced risk. And tomorrow we have a big slight risk that goes from the border of Mexico to the border of Canada in a diagonal line across the United States.
Very well
Got
defined by John
Dallas,
there.
Fort Worth. We got St. Louis, part of Chicago, Indianapolis, and then on up in.
And he froze there again. Alright. Well, he kind of just went over what I was going to talk about later. We do have a very large slight risk tomorrow. There's a chance we'll be live for it, but I'm not overly sure yet. I haven't really looked at it much myself yet. I'll look at it after the stream a bit more. He is really frozen. Let's see if I can get him refreshed here. And nope, he is gone. Alright. So we'll go back to live radar here. Our latest scan here shows still an area, just big area that we need to keep an eye on here. It is radar hole we are currently in over here, but this is the area that we need to keep an eye on as it heads towards Old Pattonsburg and Pattonsburg as well as McFall. There we go. Oh no, there we go. So that's what we are looking at in this one and only tornado warning that we currently have. Alrighty, let's go north to south with our severe warnings here. So we have a severe warning just to the northeast of Des Moines here near Marshalltown. It's going to be for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 0.88 inch sized hail, which is not severe, but still need to protect sensitive vegetation and loose lawn items with the severe winds. Still cannot believe we don't have any kind of a watch out in front of this near the Waterloo Cedar Rapids area, as well as Iowa City. Let's go back to our tornado warning real quick here. There's a chance that we may have a little bit of a tightening here. It's hard to tell, I believe. Let's check the radar. Let's check the terminal radar site here and see what this shows. Uh, Not really seeing much on the velocity or on the terminal radar site here, but we just need to keep an eye on the storm. It's difficult to see in this area, but just need to keep an eye on that area heading toward to the northeast towards McFall, as well as the Pattonsburg area. Alright, back to severe warnings. We have one up here in very far northern Missouri here with a tornado possible, quarter-sized hail, and 60-mile-an-hour tag on it. Grant City is currently being impacted by that, and Denver is out in front of this, as well as Gentry is about to be hit, and Martinsville is out in front of this. Then where we have a tornado warning, we do have a quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour threat, 60-mile-an-hour straight line damaging wind threat, as well as a tornado possible tag, which we are currently seeing with our tornado warning here. So Albany is about to be hit, Bethany's in the path, McFall's in the path, Maysville is currently being impacted, and Gallatin is in the path as well as Coffee, Jameson, and Pattonsburg. Just to the south of our tornado warning, we do have this large severe thunderstorm warning for the next hour here for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. That includes St. Joseph, which has just been impacted by that. Cameron is out in the path of this, as well as Plattsburgh. To the south of that, we have another severe thunderstorm warning for an hour for 60-mile-an-hour winds. Oh no, that's the same one. There's just one about to be expired. So Smithville, Platte City, and Kickapoo are also in that. Kickapoo will be impacted within the next 10 minutes or so. Just to the south of that, near Oskaloosa, we have 70-mile-an-hour damaging winds tracking towards the Kansas City area, as well as Fairmount, Leavenworth, and DeSoto. Lawrence is about to be impacted by this, as well as Kanwaka. Kanwaka. Centropolis is also about to be hit by this. Ottawa is out in path, as well as Homewood. So be in your safe place if you're in this warning, because this is some very significant damaging winds currently heading to the east towards any of those locations. Kansas City, once again, is out in the track of this storm. Going a bit to the southwest here, Emporia is currently being impacted by 60-mile-an-hour winds. We do also have another warning here for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, including Madison here. Then are finally near Wichita. Wichita is about to be impacted by some storms here. This is golf ball sized hail now. This is the largest sized hail we have currently, as well as 60-mile-an-hour winds. And then we no longer have anything in Pennsylvania. But real quick, we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings in Canada. Doesn't hurt to check this. We got some straight line damaging winds. About to go into and there aren't really cities to zoom in here. Megan, Agate, I'm saying these completely wrong, I know. You've got, let's see, quarter-sized hail and damaging winds are currently in that. Doesn't have any numbers in there. And just to the southwest of that, we have another severe thunderstorm warning over here for Deep River, Canada. And this is going to be for 70-kilometer-per-hour winds. Oh no, it's moving to the east at 70 kilometers per hour. This is for winds of 90 to 110 kilometers per hour, as well as hail up to quarter size, which is up to 2.5 centimeters in diameter, as well as 15 to 25 millimeters of rain. So I know Merc terms, that is, I don't know what that is, but for our Canadian people, that is what you're looking at up there in Ontario and Quebec. Alright, up here, 2-hour tornado warning. Check out our rotation here. Rotation would be down here, trucking towards Pattonsburg and Old Pattonsburg. Previous scan actually showed a possible tightening over here, but latest scan did end up broadening out compared to that, so that is good news there, and hope that it stays that way as it heads towards Pattonsburg. Alright. We did just get a severe thunderstorm warning for the western side of Kansas City here for 70-mile-an-hour winds. So very, very populated area currently in the path for for very significant wind gusts here. That includes Leavenworth, Fairmount, DeSoto, Gardner, Olathe, Aubrey, Overland Park, Shawnee, and the western side of Kansas City here. Very, very populated area is about to be impacted by some very significant wind gusts here. I'm not. Alright, John is in Lincoln still. So John is just chilling in Lincoln. He may have ended his stream, but he's still on Radar Omega though, so maybe not. Alright, so we need to keep a close eye on here in Kansas City on this very significant wind threat heading your direction. I mean, these are very significant winds here. I mean, this is wow. We have upwards of 90-mile-an-hour winds currently tracking to the east towards Kansas City right now. This is a very dangerous situation currently tracking to the east towards Kansas City. Would not be surprised at all if they upgrade this to a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for 80 plus mile an hour winds. Latest scan still shows those very significant winds. I mean, that's 80 plus mile an hour winds. Maybe even that could even be warned for 90 plus mile an hour winds, honestly. Let's go back up here near Des Moines here. Oh wow. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, we need to keep an eye on this. Look at this. We have multiple hooks that we need to keep an eye on here in Iowa. We have 3 areas of rotation that we need to keep an eye on as they track to the east. That was horrible. So 3 areas of rotation that are currently tracking off to the east here in Iowa that we need to keep a close eye on. That is not what I expected when coming up here, I gotta say. So definitely be weather aware if you're out in front of this. Definitely quite the tornado threat um, could end up materializing here as it heads to the east. Alrighty. Quite the lightning on the middle camera on the left there, I'm seeing. Um, Still got quite the storms over there. Not quite sure exactly where that is. Oh, that's right. That's up near Des Moines over here. Says that's right in Newton here. Okay, so we do have confirmation. There was a tornado on the tornado emergency earlier, uh, but it wasn't too strong of a tornado, I would say. But it's hard to tell though. So there was actually a tornado on that tornado emergency. It was very interesting. Looking at radar, I mean, it did not look like anything was on the ground at all. It looked like a ton of contamination over there. Um, but I mean, that's back-to-back days of tornado emergencies. We did have one yesterday. I was not home when that one happened. Significant tornado in Nebraska yesterday happened, and possibly another one just happened today. Alrighty. We do have flash flooding going on over here near Manhattan. We do have with the Kansas City, or sorry, the Kansas State University is over here. We do have a flash flood report of social media video of water 8 inches deep over a road. So we do have significant flash flooding currently going on over in the Manhattan Junction City area. That is in Kansas. All right, we gotta keep a close eye on Kansas City here because they are about to be impacted by some very heavy winds here. Looking at velocities, I mean, this is still upwards of 80 to 90 mile an hour winds tracking towards Kansas City right now. I mean, a very, very significant threat currently tracking towards Kansas City right now. Alright, let's see if Kansas City cameras will work or not. I'm not sure if they do. I can't remember. Um, we have Kansas and Missouri cameras over here. We'll try a Kansas camera and we'll try a Missouri camera to see what works and what doesn't work. Alright, Kansas cameras do work. Missouri cameras, please. Missouri cameras work as well. Alright, sweet. That is very nice to see. Alright, let's grab some Kansas City. We're gonna clear a bunch of these. I think John is done for the day, so we'll just go to traffic cameras from now on. We'll grab a bunch of cameras here. I just closed out the camera program by accident. There we go. Alright, let's grab just a bunch of cameras here. Alright, where is everything? There's DeSoto. Alright. We'll just grab a bunch of them. We'll grab a bunch of cameras here. We're just gonna sprinkle them a little bit everywhere. Just grab a couple random ones here in Kansas City. One a bit further into Kansas City here. We'll see if we can grab one further to the south where we have those very significant winds currently tracking towards. Alright, there we go. That'll work. Oh, I don't like that camera. I take that back. We're gonna switch cameras for slot 4 here. I know you can't see it. I'm gonna get it up here in a second. Oh my gosh, I grabbed the same one. Whoops. Alright, we'll grab this one.
A new flash flood warning has been
Just get a
issued.
new flash flood warning in Missouri as well. We'll go to that here in a second. Check that out. And we did just get a new tornado warning as well. So we have a new tornado warning in Missouri. So they're gonna that is an
A
extension.
new flash flood
They're
warning has been
extending that
issued.
tornado warning for Trenton, Gilman City, as well as Coffee, Jameson, Pattonsburg, Old Pattonsburg, Brimson, and Tyndall. Rotation is just about to be over. The Old Pattonsburg area will be tracking to the east.
A new flash flood warning has been
Lots of
issued.
flash flood warnings coming in. Do have a new mesoscale discussion here. Looking at tornadoes of 100 to 125 miles an hour, winds from 65 to 80 miles an hour, and hail from an inch to an inch and 3/4 to an inch to 1 1/4, 1 3/4 inch hail. I can't talk. It is saying that we do have a tornado threat in this area, but we are looking at severe winds being the main concern over here. It says isolated / brief tornadoes still may occur into eastern Kansas into western Missouri. Okay, alright, we now have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for Kansas City. We have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for Kansas City. That is for 80-mile-an-hour damaging winds. Alright, So we do have destructive winds currently heading towards, currently tracking into Kansas City. That is 80-mile-an-hour winds. Alright, so this is a brand new, or an upgrade to a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for the Kansas City area. This is not good. This is going to take down power lines, this is going to take down trees, and this is going to bring up debris even. We could have flying debris because of how significant these winds are. This is quite the destructive storm heading now into the Kansas City area. We do have quite the amount of cameras here to watch this as well, so we'll be watching this. We will be watching this, as I see a lot of them have frozen, which is annoying. That means I'm gonna have to keep refreshing these because they're gonna keep freezing on me. That's okay. We can do that. So once again, this is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for the Kansas City area, for the western Kansas City area. Plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings coming in on our warning feed here. I don't believe the PDS one has gone through yet. Once again, this is a PDS severe thunderstorm warning for 80-mile-an-hour winds. This is a particularly dangerous situation for Kansas City, the western side of Kansas City, the Kansas side
A
of
new
Kansas
tornado
City.
warning has been issued.
Alright, that is old, I believe. I could be wrong. No, that is old. That is the one that was issued just a little bit earlier. There it
A
is.
new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Alright, so there is confirmation on that. These are just such insane winds coming into the Kansas City area. Once again, this is upwards of 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts tracking into the Kansas City area. There's a destructive damage threat currently going into the Kansas City area for 80-mile-an-hour winds. For our tornado warning in the Trenton area as well as Gilman City, we are watching this area currently over Pattonsburg, tracking towards Coffee, Gilman City as well as Brimson and Tyndall. Watching that to produce a possible tornado over the next over the next half an hour. Okay. Camera 3 is now shaking. I'm gonna move this to slot 1 here so we can go full screen of this. We have this camera here is actually shaking here. So starting to get strong winds on this camera here in the Kansas City area. Winds are going up. Winds are going up. I'm surprised this severe warning over here is not destructive over here, or at least this area, because the Lawrence area is definitely where the highest area of our destructive winds are. But this is only a considerable severe thunderstorm warning here. Um, just need to be very careful. Oh my gosh. Look at this. We have a 92-mile-an-hour wind report near Fairmount. That is a 92-mile-an-hour wind gust report. That is crazy. That was about 10 minutes ago. So 92-mile-an-hour wind gust report about 10 minutes ago. That is crazy. Let's bring back the radar. This is about right when it hit, is when the 90 mile an hour, 92 mile an hour winds hit that area. That is very, very strong winds near Fairmount. I mean, this Lawrence is definitely going to have some, as well as the University of Kansas is definitely going to be having some straight line damaging winds damage here from this upwards of 80-mile-an-hour winds here in Kansas. I mean, we got 80-mile-an-hour winds all over the Lawrence area right now. Where do I need to look? Okay. East of Des Moines. Alright, looking east of Des Moines here. Oh, wow. Yeah. Over here near Toledo in Marshalltown. We need to keep an eye on this. I would not.
A new
There
tornado
you go.
warning has been
Alright.
issued.
Right on cue. We did just get a new tornado warning for this. For the Toledo, Tama, and Belle Plaine areas. That includes Chelsea, Tama, Toledo, Elberon, El Elberon. So if you're in this warning, make sure you are getting into your safe place in an interior room, putting as many walls in between you and the outside world. If you're in this warning here. This is a stronger area of rotation here that is tracking towards Chelsea. That is in Iowa. Sheridan and Haven are also in the path of this right now. Need to keep a close eye on this. Very close eye on this. In the meantime, we're going to go back to Kansas City here. If you're just now tuning in, we do have a very destructive storm heading towards Kansas City right now with a tornado possible tag on it for 80-mile-an-hour winds as well, which is our destructive threat right now. Currently heading into Kansas City here. There's going to be literally flying debris because of this. With how strong these winds are, we're going to have projectiles flying out of the sky probably from this. So definitely get into your safe space if you're in this warning. Severe thunderstorm warning here. I forgot we had 4 cameras up. I apologize if I was cutting anything off. Cameras don't look too crazy right now. Kind of surprising, but these storms are getting pretty close. Back over in Iowa, to the northeast of Des Moines here, near Toledo. Let's see, we have not gotten a scan yet. No scan. There we go. Oh, whoa. Latest scan shows a bit weaker rotation, so the rotation is not quite as strong as it heads to the northeast towards Chelsea here. All right. I think we're gonna be seeing down power lines and down trees here on the storm near Kansas City. I would not be surprised if we get power outages for the Kansas City area. We have another report up here. 61-mile-an-hour wind gusts. What? Okay, I'm not quite sure. This shows 61, but this shows 91. But it does say 91 as the official report, so that does match up to this other one. So 90-mile-an-hour winds currently up here near Fairmount, as well as Leavenworth. If you're in Leavenworth or Fairmount, you need to be in your safe place, because this is some very destructive winds. But Kansas City as a whole, you need to be very weather aware of this, as we have severe winds upwards of 90 mile an hour heading straight into your direction. Not seeing anything crazy on the cameras currently. Keeping a close eye on them though. These severe winds are about to be into Kansas City here over the next couple minutes. If you know anyone, make sure you let them know, because these are some very, very dangerous severe winds currently in this area. We have up to 92-mile-an-hour winds tracking towards Kansas City. Did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning for Franklin County, Kansas here. That is for Centropolis and Ottawa. And that will be for 60-mile-an-hour winds over the next 33 minutes. A very significant situation heading into Kansas City here. This is our 92, and that is for emergency management for 92-mile-an-hour winds here. Couple minutes away from Kansas City being impacted by these very significant winds here in Missouri, or sorry, in Kansas. Once again, this does have a tornado possible label on it, so we do need to keep an eye out for a possible tornado threat with this line as well. It's not just the 80-mile-an-hour winds, but a possible tornado threat as well with this storm. Once again, this is upwards of 90-mile-an-hour observed winds here heading into Kansas City. This is very, very significant situation here. They just get a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for Missouri that is going to be for 70-mile-an-hour winds. So there's no longer a destructive severe thunderstorm warning at the moment. It will be continued as a 70-mile-an-hour wind severe thunderstorm warning, as well as a tornado possible label for the next hour. That is for the eastern side of Kansas City and the Missouri side. They're also getting a new severe thunderstorm warning over here near Burlington. That is for 60-mile-an-hour winds, as well as Emporia. 60-mile-an-hour winds currently in this area in Kansas. We have a camera in this area. That's what it looks like in Burlington, Kansas right now. See a little bit of lightning off there in the distance. Alright. Alright, these winds are now going into Kansas City. The downtown area of Kansas City is about to be impacted in a couple minutes time here by these very significant winds. You gotta be ready. You gotta be in your safe place, hunkered down inside of a building because this is literally gonna be throwing debris, most likely. Starting to see some significant winds here in Kansas now. That is on slot 1. That you can see that. We'll go full screen to it here. So we're looking at some very strong winds here in Kansas City now. Looking at our cameras. Very significant severe winds. Once again, this is a destructive storm for Kansas City. 80, upwards of 92-mile-an-hour winds going into Kansas City right now. Again, all of these cameras are currently in Kansas. We'll go to the 6 camera view. That's another camera there in the middle right there with some very significant winds. Very significant winds on that camera there. Moving that to slot 1 here. We'll go full screen of that. Look at this. We got very significant winds here. Very significant winds on this camera. This is over in DeSoto. Over in DeSoto right now. And this is not the highest winds here. This is a bit weaker than what is to come still, which is crazy to say.
A new flash flood warning has been issued.
They're just getting a new flash flood warning. Oh my god. We have an extremely dangerous situation severe thunderstorm warning. This is the highest level severe thunderstorm warning you can possibly get. This is for 90-mile-an-hour winds. Oh my goodness. This is an extremely dangerous situation severe thunderstorm warning. This is so rare. I don't have anything set up for this. I don't have a pop-up alert specifically for this at all. These are tornado-like wind speeds now for 90-mile-an-hour winds. I believe. Nope, this is still 80 mile an hour. Is this? Does this say extremely dangerous situation on here? I can't find it. Yeah, this is an extremely dangerous situation with tornado-like wind speeds expected. And that is still for 80-mile-an-hour winds though. So this is now an extremely dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning for tornadic-like winds heading into Kansas City here. I am hearing reports of power flashes on the western side of Kansas City from this. Tornadic-like winds currently heading into Kansas City. This is an extremely dangerous situation. It's not even a PDS severe thunderstorm warning. It's now an EDS severe thunderstorm warning. It's no longer a particularly dangerous situation. It's now an extremely dangerous situation, which is absurd. That is for tornadic-like winds here heading into Kansas City. Over here near Olathe, 77-mile-an-hour wind gusts by emergency management. So that is another report there. We do also still have these two 90-mile-an-hour reports up here near Fairmount. Once again, this is an extremely dangerous situation. Severe thunderstorm warning. You have to treat this like it's a tornado. I mean, this is tornadic-like winds right there. Tornado-like wind speeds expected. I see we have a lot of cameras stuck. Let's refresh some of these here. A lot of these cameras are now being impacted by these severe winds. Once again, this is an extremely dangerous situation. Severe thunderstorm warning here for Kansas City. Kansas City, Kansas. Such a dangerous situation here for Kansas City. I can't stress this enough. This is such a dangerous situation here for Kansas. Alright, there we go. We no longer have any tornado warnings. Tornado warning, that's not true. We do still have a tornado warning. The overlay just decided to change. Tornado warning still continues for another 8 minutes here. Near Trenton. Would not expect them to issue a new one, though. I mean, these cameras are showing crazy winds right now. All across the board. They are shaking. Shaking bacon. We are extremely close to the downtown Kansas City area being hit by these extremely dangerous winds. Very interestingly, the Missouri side of Kansas City is only warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds. But I would not be surprised at all if it gets upgraded to a PDS at least, if not an EDS, severe thunderstorm warning. Once again, we have a 91 and a 92 mile an hour reports up here near Fairmount that have really upped this threat. We also have an 80 mile an hour report near Lawrence. That is 85 mile an hour wind gusts there. Very, very dangerous situation currently happening here in Kansas City. Such a dangerous threat here. I'm just refreshing camera after camera. So we're hearing reports that these winds are instant. Like they are catching people off guard. They are not only way back here. They are right at the leading edge of the storm, and they are really throwing people off right now, I'm hearing. So you gotta be aware about this, and you gotta let others know if you know anyone here. This is such a dangerous situation currently going into Kansas City right now. I can't I can't stress that enough. Right, tornado warning also continues for 4 minutes over to the north near Trenton. It is super windy. Super windy. I mean, every camera is just showing super strong winds right now. Absolutely crazy what is currently unfolding here in Kansas City. Currently about to go into the Missouri side. Currently crossing into Missouri. I mean, this is not even a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, I don't think. We are still seeing, we are hearing more and more reports about power flashes in Kansas City right now, which is going to lead us to having power outages here in the Kansas City area. I mean, these are just such incredibly strong winds currently in the Kansas City area. Scanning EDS severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect. EDS severe thunderstorm warning uh, stands for extremely dangerous situation. And on the eastern side of Kansas City, on the Missouri side, it is just a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Such a destructive storm currently going through straight through Kansas City right now. And this is now going through downtown Kansas City here. Downtown Kansas City is currently being impacted by these severe storms. The downtown area is only warned for the 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Surprisingly, very surprisingly. There are plenty of power flashes still being reported. And I guess the Kansas City Royals also lost tonight, which makes it even worse for Kansas City. Not a good day to be in Kansas City. And we no longer have any tornado warnings. The tornado warning in near Trenton has been allowed to expire here. Once again, this is a very dangerous situation going into Kansas City. I am noticing possibly some rotation over here near Aubrey. Weak rotation right now, but just something to keep in mind as it heads to the east. Actually crazy going on here in Kansas City. Currently warned for 80-mile-an-hour winds on the Kansas side and 70-mile-an-hour winds on the Missouri side. We do know we have upwards of 92-mile-an-hour worth, or 92-mile-an-hour reports over here near Leavenworth. We no longer have a PDS severe thunderstorm warning. We're down to considerable severe. Are we? Do we even have considerable severe thunderstorm warnings? Does that change to considerable? I don't think so. For some reason, I feel like it does, but I know it doesn't. I can double check that real quick by looking at my overlay coding here. Let's see.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
No, it's just severe. Alright. Did just get a new severe thunderstorm watch in Iowa and Missouri. We'll get to that when we get more.
A new
We'll stay
severe
in Kansas
thunderstorm
City
watch
here.
has been issued. A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
So we do have a brand new severe thunderstorm watch in places like Iowa and Missouri now in effect. We'll wait for that to pop up on Radar Omega. There it is. I gotta say, I don't really
A
know.
new
I'm
severe thunderstorm
guessing
watch
it's
has been
gonna pop
issued.
up as a second one here. But this is for places like Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Quincy, Columbia, and Jefferson City. I believe this will be popping up here in a bit in between that and the Kansas City, this little area here in between that and the tornado watch. And that goes on for 6.5 hours. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have a tornado currently on top of Aubrey, heading towards the radar site. We have a unwarned tornado currently over Aubrey. We have a debris ball on radar here. This is a likely tornado currently on the ground over Aubrey right now. I did not see that coming. It is tracking to the northeast towards Lee's Summit. Very likely a tornado currently on the ground over Aubrey right now. Belton, make sure you are taking shelter, as well as Raymore, Greenwood, Lee's Summit. Belton is much more populated area than Aubrey, so Belton definitely be same as Grandview, Hickman Mills, Lee's Summit definitely. You guys need to be in your safe place as this is heading straight towards you. Very likely a tornado currently on the ground here near Aubrey.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
Wait for the next radar scan to come in here to double check that. Um, just got a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust in downtown
A new severe thunderstorm watch
downtown
has been
Kansas City.
issued.
More specifically, is 65-mile-an-hour winds in downtown Kansas City here. All right, let me check and see if we have cameras down here. We're gonna change the right side cameras to be down there if we do have any. I'm double checking to see if we do right now. We do have some cameras in this area. Yes, we do. I'm gonna grab 3 Belton cameras. Actually, we might just switch to these 3 just in general right now. Oh, wrong button. Oh, that sucks. It zoomed out everything at me. We're gonna clear everything and we're gonna switch to only those. We have three cameras out in the path of this. We did just get a new tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. I'm gonna go to that here in a second after I get these cameras out. Wow, why can't I find this? There we go. Alright, we're gonna add all 3 of these cameras. Alright, there we go. Okay, and then we'll switch to the 3 camera view. Still isn't warned. It's gonna be just to the east of Aubrey right now. I do think that this may still be on the ground towards Belton and Raymore. Alright, new tornado possible labeled severe thunderstorm warning. Very, very large one over here for 70-mile-an-hour winds as well. For Lexington, Richmond, Kingston, Chillicothe, and Trenton. You're all in a brand new 70-mile-an-hour tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. But we need to be taking shelter in Belton and Raymore, as well as Lee Summit, as we have a possible tornado currently on the ground. All the cameras that we have currently up are in Belton. Rotation is now in Missouri, by the way. I do still think this is a tornado currently on the ground here, but not overly confident, not super confident. It's difficult to tell right now. Going into Belton here. And there's definitely a tornado here. You can see with that yellow speck there on reflectivity. CC radar does kind of correlate with it as well. we gotta wait and see if until our new radar scan comes in here to see exactly if this is going to actually still be on the ground here. Um, Very weird. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch here, very long and skinny, but there's nothing here, very interestingly. Nothing there. Very interesting there, but got a little bit of a hole in our watches. Alright, let's see. Looking at the cameras on the left-hand side of your screen, I'm not really seeing much at the moment. Seeing some lightning in the distance. That's all we're able to see at the moment. We're keeping a close eye on this though. This could be tracking into Belton here. A scan has us going into the Belton and Raymore area. It's so hard to tell right now. Not seeing anything on the ground, like not seeing any kind of a signature on reflectivity or CC is very difficult. They did just issue a severe thunderstorm warning for this area with a tornado possible and 60-mile-an-hour wind threat. That is a tornado possible label once again. But it's so hard to tell. I don't think we have anything on the ground anymore. It's just so hard to tell right now, though. I don't think we have anything, though, at the moment. But I would still treat it as if we do, because I could be wrong. Look at this. Look at that view. That's a good skyline view. What is that? Is that a fire over there? Do you see that, like, orange bit? Like, just to the left of all those bright lights in the middle? There's, like, an orange hue there. That might be... Is that, like, a fire? That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't know what that is. I'm not quite sure. Another camera here. This one's looking more southbound here. Does look like we may still have actually rotation here though. So can't see anything now that it's on focused on the rain. We have to kind of look on the left-hand side for anything. I don't think there's anything, but if there is anything, it'd be on the left-hand side of your screen. Just gotta keep an eye on some power flashes here. Not seeing anything at the moment though. It's gonna be going over Raymore right now. Alright, we
A
do
new
now have a
tornado
tornado
warning
warning on
has
this.
been issued.
They have issued a tornado warning on this rotation, finally. So the National Weather Service has now issued a tornado warning on the storm. And this is what we're currently looking at on the camera right now. So Raymore, Belton, you are now under a brand new tornado warning, as well as Pleasant Hill. Once again, that's Pleasant Hill, Raymore, Lake Winnebago, as well as Strasburg, Wingate, Cowdy, and Coleman. It's heading straight towards the radar site right now. Very populated areas here, just on the southeast side of Kansas City here. This is our camera that we are currently keeping an eye on here for a possible tornado. Latest scan has a rotation now over Raymore. So it is a little bit stronger rotation on this latest scan, right over the Raymore area. Gotta use a little bit of a thicker drawing tool with the little radar. Alright, gotta refresh the camera here. Refresh. And if we do see a tornado, it'd be kind of middle left here. Kind of middle of our screen is where we're watching. It's pretty difficult to see with the rain. I wish we had clearer views with the camera programs, but I can make it look a lot better, but it's just difficult to use. Um, I need to make scenes that are compatible with this though. Like it'd be much clearer pictures. Like look at the numbers. They're so much clearer using that. But I might set that up here soon. That's actually not a bad idea. I actually like that idea. Can't quite see anything currently. This is going to be heading into the Pleasant Hill area. Tracking straight towards KEAX radar site. Waiting for a new radar scan here. Go back to the camera. I haven't seen any kind of power flashes with this though, which is actually kind of interesting. That is good though. That is a good sign. This scan doesn't show quite as much rotation here, but this could end up being contaminated as well. So this is our latest scan here. It could be about right here. It's kind of
A
contaminated
new
though.
tornado warning has been issued.
We have another new tornado warning in Missouri. So now we have two tornado warnings. This is up here near Richmond. We actually have quite a tight area of rotation.
New information. This flash flood warning has been upgraded.
So if you're in this warning, get into an interior room. Let's see if we have any cameras on that. Real quick. No, we don't. Okay. So we can just focus on what we've got. The storm does have a strong inflow, so this could definitely drop a tornado as it heads towards Richmond. Richmond is a fairly populated area. Let's look at the radar. Let's look at the terminal radar site here. Terminal radar site shows actually very strong rotation on the terminal radar site here. Very strong rotation on the terminal radar site right now. I think they just already updated this warning up here near Richmond. It is staying as radar indicated. It does remain as a radar indicated warning. Gotta keep it low because people are starting to go to sleep now in the house. Don't want to keep people up. Okay, they have now extended the tornado watch to fill in that gap that we had, which is good. So tornado watch has been extended into places like Kirksville, Linus, Huntsville, and Boonville. Alright, we have a tornado on the ground here near Richmond. Waiting for a update here. This is a strong tornado tracking towards Rayville right now. Need to take this very seriously. This is a new tornado on the ground here in Missouri. So tornado on the ground in Missouri. Alright. Oh yeah. There's our debris signature there. That is our debris signature. This is going right over Elkhorn. Elkhorn, Missouri is currently about to take a direct hit from a tornado. This is for heading straight into Elkhorn, Missouri. We got Elkhorn and we got Bogard. Okay, inside joke. Elkhorn and Bogard are currently in the path of this tornado, as well as Rayville, Dockery, and Russellville. So Elkhorn is about to take a direct hit from this tornado. So Elkhorn, Missouri here is about to take a direct hit from this tornado. Possibly a strong tornado right now, currently on the ground. Alright, going back to the Raymore area. Near Raymore here, we do still have rotation over here, tracking towards Pleasant Hill in the radar site. So rotation most likely right over Elkhorn right now. And this is now an observed tornado warning. This is now an observed tornado warning. Waiting for the alert to go through, but this is now an observed tornado warning for Elkhorn. And tornado is currently right over the town of Elkhorn. Currently crossing over Missouri 10 here, right on top of Elkhorn. Elkhorn has just taken a direct hit from a tornado. I will be right back real quick. Okay, I'm back here. So Elkhorn has just taken a direct hit from this tornado. Um, they did just condense the warning as well. It is a little bit smaller. I will say, to those wondering if you get the joke, I live in Elkhorn, Wisconsin, okay? So, Elkhorn, you know. Latest scan shows a tornado just on the south side of Rayville, going up towards Missouri 13 and a little airport here as well. Small small CC drop, but still could be a tornado on the ground. Not quite as bad as it was in previous scans over Elkhorn, but that is our hook right there. Also need to keep an eye up here near Kingston for this. That could end up posing a tornado threat as it moves to the northeast too. Let's go back to our southern tornado warning over here near Kansas City. It's very difficult to tell with how close it is to the radar site, but rotation would be nearing Pleasant Hill right now. Pleasant Hill is currently right next to this. There's a very low precipitation area as well. We'll say that is for sure. Waiting for the next radar scan to come in here on our confirmed tornado here. Again, the latest scan does show a tornado still on the ground south of Rayville, heading towards Missouri 13 right now. My phone's about to die. Let's plug it in. There we go. Alright, latest scan has come in here. Waiting for updates on velocity and correlation coefficient here. This is going to be near Missouri 13 right now. Near B. Going to be tracking towards Road A. I'm just waiting to see if other stuff is going to match up. There's our latest velocity scan. Just waiting for the CC radar to update as well. Quite crazy. We've been live for over 2 hours now. And I mean, we were struggling earlier. Like, I had some issues going on, and like personal life issues that I needed to work on. Um, and I wasn't able to really be live earlier. So, um, pretty crazy that we've been live for that long today. I was not expecting to be live that long, knowing what was going on. We still have a faint debris signature here, so we may still have a tornado on the ground currently, just to the southeast of Rayville. Alright, they did just update the warning. It is now just radar indicated. So it is no longer a confirmed tornado warning. So once again, this is no longer a confirmed tornado warning. This is just a radar indicated tornado warning here. But still need to be in our safe place as this could drop again. Latest scan still shows a faint. I think this is a new scan. I could be wrong though. Give me a second here. Right, our Mega's not happy. Oh, what the heck? I don't think that's right, guys. Okay, yeah, that is new. We do still have a CC drop. I think we do still have a tornado because this hasn't gone away. This has kept going. Once again, this has been downgraded, but we may still have a tornado in progress. It has just crossed Missouri 13 and it is currently heading to Road B. Our tornado. Oh, is that behind the cameras. Yeah, a little bit. Move that. That is our tornado there. Tracking towards Road B right now. So it's going to be tracking towards Millville and Russellville in Missouri. We got a severe, whoa. We just got a severe thunderstorm warning in West Virginia. What? We have a severe thunderstorm warning for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds here in West Virginia. What? That was not on my bingo card for today. Well, we have quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds currently going over Davis, Canaan Heights, Cortland, and Thomas. It's tracking towards Mount Storm, Bismarck, and Bayard. Wow. So quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds tracking to the northeast right now in West Virginia. Alright, let's go back to our tornado warnings. Just waiting for a new scan to come in here to see what is going to be going on with the storm. So
A
we just
new
got a new
tornado
tornado
warning has
warning
been
just to the
issued.
north of this. That's going to be for Caldwell, Carroll, Livingston, and Ray counties in Missouri here. That's near Bramer. Does have a bit of a hook, so I do agree with this. So watch for this for a tornado threat as it heads towards Bramer and Blue Mound, as well as Tina and Ludlow. Make sure you are getting on your lowest floor, away from windows, as many walls in between you and the outside world as possible. So a possible tornado is going to be uh, possible as it heads towards Bramer. Not much rotation on it right now, but they're watching it more for a possibility of it actually hooking up. So, kind of a warning in advance, I'd say. Go back to our southern tornado warning here. It's so hard to tell with our radar sight. Looking at velocity, though, I'm not really seeing much near Pleasant Hill anymore, so that's a good sign. Wouldn't be surprised if this tornado warning is just allowed to expire here. We may still have a tornado on the ground over here northeast of Richmond. Can't fully confirm it, but we gotta act like there is. It's currently off to the west of Bogart. CC radar not really showing much right now, but we gotta treat this like it is on the ground and make sure we are getting to our safe place. Alright, latest scan has come in here. Moving off a bit further to the east towards Rockingham. Um, Everything has been updated, so we don't have any kind of a debris signature on this. We do still have rotation over here heading to the east towards Rockingham. Just to the north of this, we have another tornado warning near Bramer that we are watching. We're just watching for this. Currently watching this for the potential of it hooking and producing a possible tornado threat. It has not done so, though, as of now. Pleasant Hill tornado warning has been canceled.
A new flash flood warning has been issued.
It's just getting mesoscale discussion over here in Oklahoma. 60% chance of seeing a severe watch, saying that the severe threat may increase over northern Oklahoma over the next few hours as storms backbuild southwestward along a southward drifting cold front. Severe gusts are the main threat, though an instance or two of hail or a tornado are possible. Convective trends are being monitored for the need of a severe weather watch issuance. Um, so there's a chance that we end up having a severe storms as these drift off to the southeast. They are watching for tornadoes with intensity of 85 to 110 miles an hour, winds from 65 to 80 miles an hour, and hail from 1 to 1.75 inches in diameter. And once again, that is a 60% chance of seeing that uh, watch end up being issued. latest scan shows a bit more of a hook on the storm here. So we may be starting to see a threat coming out again from the storm of a possible tornado a bit further to the north over here near Russellville. Do want to go over our risk of severe weather real quick for tomorrow. We have a huge slight risk of severe weather going from the Texas border all the way up to the um, Canadian border. We are watching for we have 60 million people under a slight risk and another 60 million people under a marginal risk. So there's a chance we go live, but we'll see. There's a chance we will, there's a chance we won't. Uh, Tornado, we have a couple 2% risks. Winds, we're looking at much more of a wind risk than anything. But we also have a SIG 1 hail risk in Texas. Um, I don't want to throw out there. I want to start going live for severe events in general, not just tornadic events. Um, I'd I'd love to start doing that. Uh, I'm sitting. Look at this. We got some more cameras. We're still adding camera. We have our first Oklahoma camera. Look at this. It's beautiful. We have an Oklahoma camera now. It's actually kind of windy there. 32 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour wind gust over there. Wow. Um, I have fire warnings over here in the Texas Panhandle. We do actually have a camera over here. I believe this is also new. This is at a high school. So still adding cameras to Radar Omega right now. So that's very nice to see. Very nice to see. This area is really the area I'd love to see more cameras in. I'd like to see some in Illinois and Wisconsin though too. But so currently sitting at 2 tornado warnings. We did just get some new Severe Thunderstorm warning down here in, I believe this is Kansas. Yeah, this is Kansas over here. So new Severe Thunderstorm warning over here in Kansas is gonna be for Burlington, for 60 mile an hour winds for the next 41 minutes. Actually, I think that was an update, not a new one. Could be wrong though. Severe thunderstorm warning in West Virginia is still ongoing for that quarter-sized hail and 60 mile an hour winds over here. Trekking off to the northeast, heading towards Bismarck. Alrighty. Look at our 2 tornado warnings here. Rotation on both of them have died down. We're just watching for a possible spin-up tornado at this point. Still a QLCS threat. I wouldn't be surprised if this northern tornado warning ended up being canceled as I'm not really seeing much anymore up here. This one still has a chance, but tornado threat has definitely gone down compared to what it was, I'd say. I did just get a very large, oh my goodness, a very, very large tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. This includes Trenton, Linus, Carrollton, Marshall, down to Concordia. Very, very large severe. This is a huge severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds, as well as a tornado possible label on it. All right. Do I have a cop on that bottom camera there? We got the popo over there. That is, where is that? That is over near, I forgot where that is. That's near Belton. That's in Belton. Belton, Kansas. Alright, they have updated the southern tornado warning. It does go on for another 7 minutes. The northern one does go on for another 22 minutes. I believe that one has been updated as well. They are going to keep going. Not really seeing much for the time being, though. Alright, I'd say tomorrow's I'm not sure if I'm going to be live tomorrow. Tomorrow's like it doesn't look like much to me right now, but things could change easily. Um, there's a chance I end up going live tomorrow, but right now the chance is looking low, I'll say. I do have a crazy amount of special weather statements up here in Wisconsin. My goodness, all for these this line of storms that is currently going through the area, currently tracking towards Marshfield, Abbotsford, Medford, and Wausau, as well as Stevens Point and Wisconsin Rapids. Interesting. Very interesting. Once again, rotation on both of these tornado warnings looking weak. Not really seeing anything on either of them currently. Um, I'm not really, I'm not expecting to see anything tornadic anymore with these storms, in my opinion. I think these are going to be more wind producers after this. Alright, I think I'm going to start winding the stream down a little bit here. Struggling to talk about stuff. Makes it very difficult for me. Um, but I, of course, I wish I could have gone live earlier. Um, I know I had said this in the beginning of the stream. I had stuff going on that I had to get figured out. I know I missed a tornado emergency in that, and it really hurts me. I really wish I didn't miss it. It really, really sucks that I missed it. But it is what it is, you know? I mean, it's too late now, and we move forward, right? So, thank you to anyone who watched this, and I hope everyone understands. Um, Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.